The price of sin is death, and you hit the nail on the head, Wharton. In episode 9, the consequences of the commander's misdeeds culminated in a spectacular demise courtesy of Joseph Lawrence, an economist, devoted father, freedom fighter, and part-time James Bond. But before we get into episode 9, if you haven't done so already, please hit the subscribe button, drop a like and comment on the video, and if you're able, please sign up for channel memberships for exclusive content, which really helps us out. Anyway, let's get back to the penultimate episode. So, discuss the way arrogance was subdued in a dire situation. Nick boasted, "Looks like you've joined the winners," just before they were all reduced to tiny barbecue pieces. Amidst requests for cigars, Lawrence and his Mayday bomb sent the plane plummeting about 30,000 feet lower than intended, ensuring his legacy would be more than just creator of Gilead and master of sarcasm. Lawrence's heartfelt sacrifice stood out as the highlight of this penultimate episode. It was hard to believe that the noose would truly tighten around June's neck so close to the finale, rendering that scaffold scene more routine than the dramatic flair it aimed for. Ann Dowd's Aunt Lydia is already set for the role in the sequel series The Testaments, which effectively removed the threat of the rope even before Mayday intervened. Moira, Janine, they were all destined to escape somehow, a notion that has plagued this show for several seasons. With every arrest, every thwarted escape, every confinement, we've been able to endure calmly rather than holding our breath in fear of losing a key character. We never do, as The Handmaid's Tale is overly protective of its protagonists, a bizarre statement considering the trials they faced. What were the lyrics to the Taylor Swift song that accompanied this week's opening scenes? "I rose up from the dead, I do it all the time." That could easily serve as the show's anthem. It certainly resonates with June. At last, we've experienced a loss. 2 losses in fact. Joseph Lawrence and Nick Blaine will not return for the sequel, and the efforts made in this final season to delve into their complexities have truly paid off. Unlike June, I felt no sorrow for Nick, who made his decision and must now face the consequences, or rather, the absence of consequences. Following his betrayal of the Jezebels and the subsequent "forget it Rita, it's Chinatown" moment, it became clear that Nick was not the heroic double agent we hoped for, but rather a misguided youth who sacrificed his principles for survival. And look where that led him. While June may have silently mourned as he ascended those steps to the jet, I was mentally waving him off cheerfully, saying, "Goodbye." On the other hand, Lawrence's departure struck a chord. This season didn't provide enough screen time to fully explore his redemption arc through love for a child, but the glimpses we did see were impactful. Joseph softening towards little Angela, whose future he must have envisioned when he chose to follow Wharton and the others into that place, created a poignant conclusion for the multifaceted character. The transformation of the grumpy, sardonic loner under the pure affection of a child is a timeless narrative, and it culminated in that touching farewell scene with his copy of The Little Princess. Even Naomi appeared somewhat human for a brief moment as she considered Lawrence's request to defy one of Gilead's harsh rules and teach their abducted child to read. By the time Lawrence, caught off guard by the early arrival of the other commanders, made his courageous decision and paused to place his hand on his chest in a farewell gesture to June, I felt a sense of fulfillment. After years of questioning where this brilliant yet malevolent mind stood morally, Lawrence's conclusion firmly placed him on the side of one of us. According to June, Serena's position is also firmly established. Similar to Lawrence, Serena relinquished her commanders to amend her past mistakes, but more significantly, she did it in alignment with this episode's theme of love. June urged Wharton to prioritize love over vengeance, a sentiment she also expressed to Serena regarding the future they envisioned for their children. These were sentiments exchanged among June, Janine, and Moira as their leader was once again taken away in handcuffs. Just a note, it was 7 minutes and 45 seconds between the moment June and the handmaids joyfully raced to their freedom at the end of the previous episode and their current situation cowering under gunpoint beneath a bridge. This series really feels like an abusive relationship. Anyway, positioning love as the antithesis of Gilead is an irrefutable argument, as June demonstrated in her appeals to Serena, Wharton, and Aunt Lydia in the last episode. However, what truly resonated with those audiences was June's Christian faith. The decision to portray her as a believer has been a brilliant move by the creators as it expands the foundation of the argument. June, who can recite scripture with the best of them, cannot be easily dismissed as ignorant or lacking faith. Her belief system counters any claims from the religious right that the show's messages are anti-religion. They aren't. Rather, they stand against oppression, advocate for love, and, when necessary, support taking down those who oppress us.